Welcome back to predicting terrible UFC cards. This time it's UFC 330, where you'd expect them to go beyond expectation with a numbered card, and instead we get a card full of a bunch of journeymen and gatekeepers. I'm not even joking about that either, but if you somehow enjoy this video, why not subscribe? We're trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of 2026. So if you could help me out with that, would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, let's get straight into these terrible fucking predictions of this shitty card. On to the first fight of the night. It is Jeremiah Wells versus Mike Tekorobai. And you just know when you see a fight like this on a card like this, you just know it's gonna be a fucking great fight card, don't you? And that's obviously sarcasm. But I'm gonna go with Mike Tekorobai here. Like, he just is the better fighter. Jeremiah Wells is pretty fucking shit, to be honest. Who has he beaten most recently? He beat fucking Fember Garimbo, who's like the most, like, he has the most, like, tough, like, upbringing backstory ever, but he just has, like, no fucking, like, thing to him at all, like, no gut or anything to him. Went to a split decision with Max Griffin, lost via Anaconda, via Carlston Harris. That really says it all for me. Yeah, let's just move on. Second fight of the night, which is Neil Magny versus, sorry, versus Razim Brahimaj. And I'm laughing because this is a numbered card. It needs to have some fucking personality to it. And there's fuck all here. You got the main event and fuck all else. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Neil Magny. He's fought everyone except from fucking Brahimaj. I don't know how you say his name. That fucking guy. All I know about Brahimaj is that he was supposed to fight Orban Elliott a couple fucking months back, and Orban pulled out like a bitch. No, I'm joking. But Neil Magny has fought basically everybody in the division. Everybody. You know, there's a few good wins in there, like Mike Malice after getting battered for the first 2 rounds, and then just Mike Malice just being a Canadian pussy and just quitting. But then you've also got fights where, like, you know, the Yaroslav fight, the Gilbert Burns fight, the Prates fights. You know, these are all like, well, Prates is good, but the other two people, you know, you know what? Amasov, I'm not totally convinced on just yet. And Gilbert Burns, I guess, was good at the time. But, yeah, you know, there's just some of these fighters, man. You know what I mean? Just some. Anyways, on to the next fight, which is Rafael Tabas versus Lucas Fernando. Now, I don't know anything about these two. I don't know fuck all about either of these two. And do I care at all for these two? Absolutely not. I don't care at all. So basically, if I had a webcam and was like half fucking like brave at all, I'd use my webcam and I'd flip a coin. But because I'm a pussy and I will never ever use a face cam ever in a million years, I'm basically going to pretend to flip a coin. I'm going to pretend that it lands on Rafael Tabas. But, like, nah, on the real, though, like, Tabas has actually had, like, a UFC fight, I believe, and I know he lost to that inbred guy with the Twitch, but that's still something, and you know what, in retrospect, the fucking inbred guy with the Twitch isn't completely fucking terrible, is he? He's bad, but he's not, like, completely bad. He's, like, mid-level. So, yeah, I guess I'll go with that guy. But this Lucas Fernando guy, I know nothing other than what his record tells me. He's got all basically first-round knockouts. So, yeah, I guess that's good. So, yeah, I don't know. On to the next fight, which is Vicente Luque versus Tresean Gore. And I'm going to go with Vicente Luque on this one. Yeah, Tresean Gore is that bad. Although I have been thinking recently that Tresean Gore he's kind of, like, I watched a few fights. I say I watched a few fights. I watched one, and his last fight, he didn't look terrible. I guess. If I'm remembering this correctly, it might be like a completely different fight. But yeah, I'll go with Vicente Luque. On to the next fight, which is Dante Johnson versus Eric McConaughey. Yeah, this card is utter shit. It's complete wank. But on a real though, I'm gonna go with Dante Johnson. Dante Johnson's undefeated even. Eric McConaughey's shit. This is a layup fight. Eric McConaughey, who's he even beat? Has he even beat anyone? He's a win one, lose one fighter. He's due a loss. He fucking lost to Rozaboev, lost to Susakayev, who's fucking terrible himself. Went to a split decision with Brundage, who's not the best in the world. Like, he's like a mid-level guy in the division. But like, this is middleweight, innit? It is a middleweight, innit? Is it a middleweight fight? Will it fucking load? Anytime this fucking year would be great. Yeah, it is a middleweight fight. You know, Rodolfo Vieira tells me nothing. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, 3-fight losing streak. You know, Dante Johnson's the one to go with. I ain't oversimplifying this. If you have common sense, you know why I'm choosing Dante Johnson. On to the next fight, which is Charles Johnson versus Eduardo Chapolin. And I'm gonna go with Charles Johnson. Like, he's making his debut, this Eduardo guy. I know fuck all about this guy, by the way. He's a step up opponent. I think Johnson was supposed to fight. Was it Jose Ochoa? I think he was supposed to fight. But yeah, even if he was, I still think Charles Johnson would have won. Um, Charles Johnson doesn't get a fucking break, like, does he? He always gets like the tough matchups, but I do think Charles Johnson wins this fight. Yeah, Charles Johnson's fought fucking everybody. He's just that guy, you know. He beat Van, he beat another guy. I always forget about Lorna Kavanagh. He just beats all these fucking guys, doesn't he? He just fucking, yeah, he just fraud checks anyone. And so if this is any decent of a prospect, he'll fraud check him and all. That's what I'm thinking anyway. But the experience, he's a veteran, this, that, and the other. He is 35. He's getting old. But this is just a Charles Johnson pick. He just smells, it senses like a fucking Charles Johnson fight. But yeah. On to the next fight, which is Jide Junakwani versus Joel Alvarez. Now, this is still a prelim fight. It's a prelim headline fight. And it's still shit. It's still shit. Why is this card so bad? And I have to pay for this. What the fuck? But on a real, Chida Junakwani, realistically, should lose this one. He's a 25-12 opponent. Joel Alvarez is decent, you know what I mean? He did lose to Amosov, but like Amosov, you know, even though I'm not fully convinced on him, I think I chose Amosov to beat him, so can't really say that. But yeah, I know he got destroyed by Amosov, but I never really took Joel Alvarez to be like some kind of fucking ranked fucking phenom who's gonna take it to the belt. But I did think he was gonna be like a semi decent. Just put it this way, right? Chida Junakwani, you know, Carlos Leal, Jake Matthews, you know, fucking all these guys he's lost to. Like, what's his record in the UFC? He's 5-5. That, like, Joel Alvarez is good, man. Joel Alvarez is good. That's really all you gotta do is watch both fighters side by side, and you'll know who's gonna win. It's the one who looks better, which is Joel Alvarez. He's just the better fighter. Moving on to the main card, which is Edson Barboza versus Esteban Ribovic. Oh, this is a main card. This is a main card. This is a real main card. I guess I'll go with Ribovic. Like, Edson Barboza looked really bad in his last fight, if I'm right. If I'm right in thinking that. Yeah, I swear he looked really bad in one of his last fights. Like, he looked super bad. Like, the age is definitely getting to him now. He's 40! He's 40! He's closer to 41 than he is fucking 40. Yeah, I'm going with Esteban Ribovic on this one, and I'm going to go with like a brutal slime out. Is Esteban Ribovic the knockout guy I'm always used to? Right, no, he knocked out Terence McKinney. Welcome to the club. Um, yeah, I'm going to go with Esteban Ribovic, but this this is going to be a disgusting. This is going to be like the Darren Elkins fight versus that fucking other guy. The fight that shouldn't have never been made in a million fucking years. Oh, yeah, we're going to see Edmund Barboza get absolutely fucking battered out there. We're going to see an old man get battered out there. But yeah, moving on to the next fight, which is Mansour Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stoltzfus. You know what? Abdul Malik is actually like a semi fucking decent fighter. Like, he actually is pretty good. I'm not even saying semi decent. He's actually pretty good. I know the usually Belgarui fight tells a whole different story. But Belgarui, I genuinely think is going to be a fucking problem in the division. He is the next up and coming thing. I don't think nobody but the top guys are going to beat Yuji Belgarui. In fact, just so I'm not like second guessing myself here, he's not lost to anyone, has he? No. Yuji Belgarui, just based on technique, I know he's fought absolutely fucking nobody so far, is going to be a problem. So, losing to this guy who might be a future fucking like champion, like, that's how good he looks at the moment. He looks like a future champion, or even top 5. You know, like, he looks like a future champion. That's how good this guy's looking. I know he's not fought anyone decent, but I'm not ready to say fucking Dustin Stoltzfus beats him because of that. And I know I did choose to beat Ruzaboev. Yeah, shut up. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Mansour Abdul Malik getting this done. What am I gonna say here? Let's just say a slime out knockout. Hopefully, just something happen on this fucking card. On to the feature fight, which is Jalen Turner versus Caio Fernandez. Wow, this is a weird fight. I know Caio Fernandez just came off that big win over Harry Hardwick, but I'm gonna be real with you. Harry Hardwick just isn't a lightweight. He just isn't that big. He's probably barely a featherweight. Let's be real. And you could tell he wasn't prepared for that short notice fight at all. Like, plodding forward, literally onto the leg kicks. He just wasn't prepared at all, ready for that fight. And Jalen Turner is like the who's who of the division. He's fought fucking everybody at lightweight, not just a featherweight. I think it was leaving on like 7 days' notice for Harry Hardwick. It may be a bit more. Like, Jalen Turner is so good. And I don't think Caio Fernandez is just going to fucking boot the legs of Jalen Turner. But now it is Jalen Turner, by the way. Jalen Turner is retarded, right? And has Hmong IQ. Like, he is like subhuman IQ, right? So this could backfire really quickly on me. But I'm thinking here, if Caio Fernandez, right, who was that guy that beat him before? I forgot his fucking name. I always forget his name. It's Mark. I can't say a fucking name, but the black dude, right? I think Jalen Turner will get hurt to the leg. But I also think, he's fought the who's who. He might grapple a bit. You never know. I know that's not really Jalen Turner's thing, but he might grapple a bit. And Caio Fernandez didn't really look like he had much on the ground. As well as that, like, Harry Hardwick really isn't like a lightweight guy. You know what I mean? He really isn't a lightweight dude, right? And, plodding forward like that, no fucking training camp at all, he was bound to get the legs booted off him, But I do think Jalen Turner gets this done. Caio Fernandez, we haven't seen him against anyone like high level either, like, especially like Jalen Turner, who's like fought everybody. Like, he's fought Gurren Gutter, let's say. Fucking well done. I don't know what the fuck happened to that guy. He's shite. Muhammad Yahya, that tells you all you need to know. They lost that Mark, fuck knows what his last name is, and lost that fight, by the way, via split decision. I can't really remember if I agree with that decision. I'm not ready to say Caio Fernandez beats Jalen Turner, but if he does beat Jalen Turner, I don't know how good is Harry Hardwick. I'm just saying, we got to root for the British guys. You know what I'm saying? Like even though in our final days, we are we're still holding it up. Co-main event time: Mackenzie Dern versus Gillian Robinson. Yuck! This fight is just yuck. It really is just yuck and gross and grim and disgusting and But the cameraman is gonna have his great angles of Mackenzie Dern's ass for all the simps on Twitter. You just know that he's gonna be there. I'm sure that's going to be his instructions for that, specifically this fight and specifically this fight only, which is going to be ironic because we have a Muslim and a feminist in the main event, but we'll get onto that when we get onto that. But the cameraman's instructions is just get a good view so we can put it on Instagram and all the fucking porn accounts, basically the MMA porn accounts on X can get their fucking likes and shares and whatever fucking else, retweets and fucking comments and whatever else. But I'm probably going to go with Mackenzie Dern here. The judges really like Mackenzie Dern, put it that way. Yeah, and I guess we'll get a bit of fucking physics action here from Mackenzie Dern, so I guess that's a reason to tune in. But let's be real, guys. She is mid. Stop fucking simping. She is mid, super fucking mid. I don't know why, like, MMA women, right, who are like literally mid. I would even argue a 4 out of 10 in the face, right? Maybe even worse, right? Get fucking simped over by these fucking weird fucking men on the internet, right? When, like, she just has an ass. Like, that's literally it. It's literally just an ass. Like, fucking relax. Some of the comments I've seen as well, like, you should be in prison, mate. Chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. But anyways, moving on to the main event. Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado Garry. Oh, this is such a yucky fight. This is just so... on one side, we have a disgusting fucking liberal feminist dude. And on the other hand, we have a fucking invader in Europe. We have the fucking worst of the worst. You know what? Every time I watch an interview of Islam Makhachev, I'm like, this guy isn't so bad. This guy is actually kind of likable, But then I look in the comment section and I just see his fan base, and I'm just like, I hope he loses just because of them. And I do find it funny if Garry wins. You just you just know, like, the difference in fucking people here. We got a feminist and a Muslim. Am I the only one that finds this funny? Ian's only 28. Islam turns fucking 30 years old in 3 months' time. Less than 3 months' time. 2 months and 2 weeks. He is 35 years old. We've seen this before. Kamaru Usman, fuck knows how long of a winning streak, gets booted in the head by Leon fucking Edwards of all people, right? Ian Garry is 28 years old, and he's good. He makes good game plans. Am I ready to say, especially after his underwhelming performance against Bilal Muhammad, where he was getting caught with shots after saying he controls the distance better than anybody? I don't think so. And I am going to say this first, by the way. My main prediction for this fight is that no matter who wins here, it's going to be super fucking boring. You've got a counter-puncher on the Muslim invader side, and on the feminist side, you've got a range, long kicking, tappy fighter, pretty much. I can't even say tappy fighter because some of them oblique kicks look nasty. But Islam Makhachev, am I going to go with Islam? Because you got to think, what is the game plan for Makhachev? It's probably to cut the distance. But I've noticed he's not as good coming forward as he is going backwards. He's better off at his countering style. Like when Volkanovski was coming towards him, not doing all his fucking switch dances and fucking his bop bop switch bop bop. sort of stuff, and then he would catch him coming in. I could so see Ian getting this done, and with the momentum at the moment, you know, the last person I want to beat Islam Makhachev is Ian fucking Garry, right? In fact, I don't know who I'm even rooting for here, because I don't like either of these, right? I'd argue I do like Makhachev. But I looked at the comments section. So I'm trying to defend more bias than I'm actually predicting my fight. There's no bias here. I hate them both. Right, moving on. Am I gonna go with Makhachev to break the distance? As if he's even good at breaking the distance? As if every time he goes forward, he doesn't look like he's like learning striking on the job. It's like having a fucking apprentice come in and like learn the job and not, and they you know. The fucking, what would you call it, the craftsman will just be stood there and just letting him fucking, he'll figure it out on his own accord. But anyways, am I going to go with Islam though, or am I going to go with Ian Garry here? I can so see Ian Garry fucking battering him on the outside. I can so see that. Ian's really good, man, and I think he's underrated. But then I'm looking at the Bilal fight, and it's like, do you really even need to be anything special on the feet to outstrike this guy? But then you watch the fucking Prates fight, and you're like, how did this guy not land one clean punch until round 5? This is such a weird fucking fight. But at the momentum at the moment, we had the McGregor loss, we have the Ilia Topuria loss, we have the fucking Chimaev loss. I think we'll do a Makhachev loss. I think we'll do a Makhachev loss and an Ilia Topuria tweet even. I think we are due it. I'm thinking about it. If Makhachev is stuck on the feet with Garry and he can't take him down and make him tired, I don't think he's going to close the distance well on Garry. I really don't. And I swear this isn't just momentum. I do just want to be a retard and just be like, Gary's going to win because underdog's winning. But, at the same time, it's also if Garry keeps him on the outside, which is the way to beat Makhachev, I think that's pretty obvious when you watch tape, which is the only fight I've really watched tape for on this entire card. Just thought I'd admit that be out there. The only fight I really give a shit about is this card, this fight specifically. But, man, do I really want to go with Garry here? But I just think if Ian can defend the takedowns, keep it on the feet, he's going to outstrike Makhachev to a decision. I really think that. But am I ready to say he does it to Islam? I'm not totally convinced, but I'm thinking about it and the momentum recently. I'm going with Garry, man. I'm going with Garry. And this specifically, with Islam being such a big favourite, Garry being such an underdog, people kind of counting him out. We've seen it before. Ilya Gaethje, Strickland Chimaev, Yuri Olberg. We've seen it time and time again. I'm going with Garry, man. I think Gary's going to outstrike him, be able to scramble with him. Bro, Volkanovski, man. Volkanovski fucking battering him in that fight. In fact, if we had the same rules as we did back then, if we had the same rules now as we did back then, where it's all damage based, Islam loses that fight. He doesn't even get a first title defense. And Volkanovski's a double champ. It must be annoying for Volk to see the guy that he basically beat win the belt, 2 belts. And then he obviously beat him with a head kick, but that's just retardation. That was just Volk trying to be a superhero when he's just stop. Why did he do that? That's such fucking retardation. He had Ilya coming up, who Ilya was his fucking hardest matchup ever. Moving up, I feel like Ilya would always beat Volkanovski's. It's just that style matchup. But man, and then I'm seeing Dustin Poirier have an arguably easy fight. After he ducked all the fucking, made sure that all the contenders that would give him a bit of a challenge, a bit of what do you call it, a bit of oomph, a bit of damage. We've all matched up at that time. I spoke about that in my last video, by the way. You can totally go watch that out. Watch that. Jack Della Maddalena isn't really that good, man. He really isn't that good. I know I chose him to win, but in retrospect, looking back at it, he isn't that good. You know, I really think Islam was fucked over with the Armin fight. Because if we saw him beat Armin and beat Armin comfortably, we can 100% say all these, like, asterisks. I'm saying it wrong, I know. On his record will just cancel out because Armin Sarukian is a fucking monster. Even if he fought Ilya, he's a monster, man. Like, both of them, it would have proven rightly. Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira was coming off wars after that time, you know what I mean? Like, so much fucking damage. I think Ian Garry's going to win this fight, man. But, yeah, I'm starting to tander on a bit. But, yeah. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, why not subscribe? We are trying to make it to 100 subscribers by the end of 2026. So if you could help me out with that, would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, like the video, comment your predictions. But yeah.